Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Happy Friday. Today is Philosophical Friday, and today's quote is from Michelle Obama. It says, "Your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude." Now, ain't that the truth? Your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude. And this was interesting. I don't think I need to give much introduction to Michelle Obama. She's a former First Lady of President Obama here in the United States. And just recently, we heard her speak at the DNC Democratic National Convention. And she's always a wonderful speaker. She's a couple of great books out there. One I thought was a very interesting read called Becoming. And I seem to feel like she's always becoming herself more and more. Like she seems to be a person to me, in my view, in my opinion, my observation of her. It's just always becoming something. She was becoming an attorney. She was becoming his wife. She was becoming their mother, her children's mother. She was becoming First Lady. She's becoming a great speaker. She's becoming an artist. She's just constantly evolving. When I heard her speak at the DNC Democratic National Convention, she made a comment that hope is coming back. No, hope is making a comeback, is what she said. Oh, she was rallying up she was rallying up the convention, which no, that's the goal. RNC, Republican National Convention, and DNC, that's their goal, is to let's get going. It's a whole big rally, and you're expected to hear some of the strongest rhetoric per se, but some of the strongest cheers for their party. But nonetheless, it stuck with me when I heard her say, now I'm watching it live at the time, and I have since seen it that same piece repeatedly, and I continue to get myself fixated on this. Hope is making a comeback. Hope is making a comeback comment. And I say to myself, I'm not really that sure. Now that sounds hopeless to say that. Um, I'm not so sure from my view that hope is making a comeback. I seem to sense, now this is me on that, because I have said that. I have made comments, people go, "Oh, Sheri, where's your hope?" But I have to recognize that there are a strong number of people who share a view that I believe I'm becoming at least acquainted with, not necessarily strongly supportive of, but at least recognizing that it's there. And that is the determination that hope needs to now do something. It needs to segue into something. If you're continuing to hope on the same thing that haven't fertilized yet and become a formidable thing, to which are you hoping? And I know that sounds naysayer-ish, but there's also this thing called, a sense of some type of reality, in that we want things to be a certain way, but the reality is they're not always that way. And the reality is there are some venues of individuals, our people, our systems, our history that want to remain in such a way that that hope is not realized, is what I'm saying. And we have to recognize that. So for hope to be making a comeback, for where did it ever go? And the only way to not have hope is to have released it, and to just be in a sense of resolve, not to give up, because that's another thing people say when you go, well, I'm not really sure about that. I want to stick a little bit more realistic. I'm not really sure of that. People go, well, where's your hope? Where's your jar of hope? And as Cat Williams said earlier this year, truth needs no explanation. It just presents itself. And whether or not a person accepts it as it presents itself has everything to do with that person. But truth will not adjust. It doesn't change. It doesn't reshape. It doesn't make itself prettier so that you can at least embrace it and see. Truth is just truth. And the truth of the matter is, there's a strong sense of hope that is not as potent as the hope of yesterday. And we need to recognize that too. Now, I don't want to sound, Debbie Downer. I hope hope is making a comeback, but I hope when it comes back, it brings some fruition with it. Okay? If you've gotten this far, please click like, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next week and have a wonderful weekend. I hope you do. Good night.